Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for the New Media Zone. With your hosts, Ed and Dave. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello and welcome to the New Media Zone. Ed and Dave here, and Dave with you with another exciting episode tonight. And tonight,
Or today, or this morning,
Today.
or this afternoon, whenever you're watching.
Usually they put us on at night on the TV.
But it's the YouTube where you can watch it anytime.
Anytime, a lot of shows on there. They must have 5 billion servers or wherever they store these
I don't
things.
know. It is the go-to entertainment world for me now. There's so many things I watch on that. Subscribe to so many channels.
Yeah, you can spend hours on there jumping around to different things.
But don't waste your time subscribing to this show.
Why not?
I don't know.
We have 3,000 something or other now.
Yeah, but
Subscribers.
nobody watches it. How many views? 27.
Yeah, I don't know what you hit subscribe and then what, you never watch a show again on there? I don't know what they do.
Well, you know what I've done? I have subscribed to some channels. I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
I subscribe. And then I subscribe. And then I watch some stuff. And then I go to the channel and there's nothing good. And I'm like, oh, this is boring. I unsubscribe. I've done that. I even had a little bit of a row
Oh, no.
with one of the people.
Uh-huh.
And they said, if you don't like it, unsubscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent them a message. And I went, done.
Oh,
And I did. And I unsubscribed.
You didn't like what was going on the
Well,
channel.
they were these two people were discussing. It's sports related, and you're not big into the sports.
No.
But they were discussing an issue, and one guy is very prone to hyperbole, and he was just going nuts. And the other guy is generally the voice of reason, and he's calming him down. He said, "Well, you got to look at it from this perspective." So I did a YouTube comment, and I said, "Well, thank God for so and so, because at least." He can calmly explain the situation, while the host of the show tends to go crazy over everything. So the guy wrote back, responded, basically, if you don't like it, don't subscribe. And I went, okay, done. And I unsubscribed, and I haven't seen an episode since.
Yeah, I like when people do that when we do our Polonia show coming up. Oh, don't comment if you don't like. Well, that's what the comments are there for.
Right.
If you don't like our comments, then do it, delete it or whatever. The people are free to make comments when they want.
Right. Now, before we get going,
Yes.
I've got a public service announcement. I'm going to just drag this comedic show to a halt and discuss something that happened many weeks ago.
Okay.
Once. And it was very I got just a couple ways to describe it. Heartbreaking and soul crushing.
Oh, no.
And you probably don't even know anything about it, but it's sports related. Now,
Oh,
here's what I'm
okay.
going to say. For those of you who like hockey, which I do, it's my favorite sport, really the only one I follow, you know Johnny Gaudreau. And what happened, I don't even remember if it was end of August, I believe it was. Johnny, professional hockey player, superstar, $8 million a year, playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Everyone knows the story, except for you.
I may have heard it.
Okay.
Let's see what it is.
But I just want a quick rehashing. I don't want to go into the details. Him and his brother, Matt, who was a former professional player, now a coach,
was this an accident?
Yes.
Yeah.
were in, I think, southern Jersey for their sister's wedding.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And were killed by, I'm not even going to say alleged. I'm going to just come out and say it. Drunk driver. All right? The guy even admitted that he may have had 5 or 6 drinks, which we all know when you say you've had 5 or 6 drinks, it probably means 7 or 8. And he was impatient. They were riding their bikes on the side of the road, impatient. The one guy was moving to the left to get past him, and he wasn't going fast enough. So this guy decided to go to the right to pass the guy on the left, who moved to the left to avoid the 2 guys on the bicycles. And he ran over the 2 guys on the bicycle and killed them both. Now, as horrible as that is, the added pain of it being that they were only in town for their sister's wedding,
Yeah.
which will put a pall over that entire no matter when she got married, because it obviously didn't happen. It was the following day. But here's my point. Here's what I want to say. When are people going to learn? What? This isn't a 22-year-old kid. He was like 48, and he worked at a rehab center.
Oh, no. That's bad.
When will people learn? Now, granted, he can only get 20 years in prison for this, 10 per individual. But let's just take this into perspective here. That's 20 years. You got Uber, you got Lyft, you got a taxi. $20 is better than the 20 years. Plus the 2 people you've killed. Now, what really got to me is, of course, I'm a hockey fan, and I know, Johnny Gaudreau career well. But what really got to me was when the following days, weeks, the funeral. There were photos of the funeral. The father's face when they took some photos. I don't know how this man is gonna get through it. This was just the anguish on his face that they showed at the funeral. Unbelievable. You crushed up one family. Your family, you idiot, is also ruined because you got to do this. Unbelievable. When will people learn? Don't drink and drive. But there's my public service announcement, Ed.
Yes, I did read that or see it when that happened, not even knowing anything about them. I thought, geez, that's awful sad. The 2 brothers and the wedding.
Right. Get drunk at home like I do.
Right. There's no need to go out
of sheer depression.
Right. Do that at home.
Unbelievable.
Time, no driving.
All right, let's do a show.
Okay.
I don't even want to do a show.
We have to go on for the people at home.
Oh. It's like Tom Hanks said at the end of what was that show? Castaway?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the sun will rise. You just got to keep breathing. Got to go on.
Is that what he said? I didn't make it that far in, I guess.
Something like that.
We have some new DVD releases we have to take a look at.
Okay.
We always enjoy this.
But also, get your hiney checked.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
The new Planet of the Apes.
I don't like these movies because the apes are too small.
The apes, oh yeah, you like only giant apes.
I like giant ape movies.
Yeah, these are only regular ones unless there's a gorilla in there, which they usually don't have a lot of gorillas in these. This was pretty good. I did see this. Not as good as the Caesar trilogy.
Squirm.
This was a movie from the 70s. You said you never heard of this or saw it.
That is correct.
Now, usually I complain about the artwork for the new artwork they come up with, but this one on the left is the new artwork, which is just as bad as the original artwork.
It's an homage.
Yes.
There we go! The movie's so great they made it twice. In English and I think in Dutch or something. At the same time. Didn't they do that with one of those Back to the Future, like make 2 and 3 at the same time? Or something like that? I think they did this with Reptilicus. They had the actor speaking English and then doing the scene in Swedish or Dutch or something. What a great film. WTEN, every Saturday.
Yeah. This one, the artwork is nice on top, but I don't know what happened with these 2 characters on the bottom, screaming in terror with the mouth open there. But 4K.
I don't need to see that in 4K.
No.
That's
VHS
horrible.
is fine for that one.
Never saw this one.
Now, speaking of nudity, this had, it was Demi Moore, who was topless on the topless beach, but she had hair that covered her top.
Hair? Oh, her hair.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, wow.
I think she had extensions even put in to make sure they covered everything. But the other one in here, Michelle Johnson, was totally nude, and I think she did show everything in there. Blame it on Rio, and of course Michael Caine is always good.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
This one bombed. They put remember we said, were they going to release, well, it was originally, the second one was supposed to come out 2 months later.
Right.
And not only has that been pushed way off, I think they even pulled it from theatrical. And this ended up, I think, on HBO or Prime or something, like a month after it came out of the
How
theaters.
many of these were he making? 3, 4?
He had 4 on the hopper. 2 were done, and 3 was working on. I don't know if that's going to be it.
Now, the question I ask, and maybe I'm just not understanding the reason for making these films. Why can't it just be a series, a TV series? You know, you get your bombs. You make so many films, you're entitled to make bombs. I mean, come on. You just mentioned Michael Caine. That guy would take anything for a paycheck. All right, Richard Pryor.
This was a concert film from around 81, maybe.
Was this after he was injured in his freebasing?
No.
This was prior to that.
It was prior to that. I don't know if it needs to be on 4K. A concert film, though? Not sure why that was got the go-ahead.
Oh, no. What is that?
This is the Primevals. It was a lost film from David Allen, the animator, who did the animated monsters in Equinox.
Oh.
So
okay.
somehow this was a thing that was never finished, and somehow somebody finished it. That looks a little like the Equinox monster there.
Yep. This was... Oh, I wish... What is this on? Is this on Peacock or something?
Probably. I didn't even know there was a Ted series going on.
I've seen bits and pieces, snippets of scenes of it on the internet. It looks... Well, you know, it's my kind of humor. You know?
Yeah.
Lowbrow. I wonder what that's on.
Seth MacFarlane. I think that's Universal, so it's probably Peacock.
Okay. I do not have the Peacock. Chick Magnet.
Now this looked like a low-budget, teen movie or something, but I'm looking at the names that were on the top, which I can kind of see. Tracy Morgan, Kristen Bell, these are all guest appearances.
Okay.
Kevin Smith, I'm not sure what the heck this movie is, but we'll have to check that out.
Let's see. What's it say? Owen Wilson. Okay.
Yeah, a ton of people guest starring in there.
Oh, there you go. Caligula.
Now, this wasn't a horror movie, but it would go on a nudity list. The Ultimate Cut. I don't know what this is. There was 2 versions of it, a kind of normal version, and then the Penthouse guy added some very graphic scenes to it. I haven't seen any version.
Now, that was Malcolm
McDowell.
And wasn't Peter O'Toole in this?
I think so.
I think they thought it was going to be a real movie.
Yeah.
But now it's just known for its debauchery.
I have to get this because I've never seen it, and I like Malcolm McDowell.
I've never seen it either, but I don't have a DVD player.
This is the one from Anthony Perkins' son.
Osgood?
Yes. And it did very well in the theater.
What is it?
Nicolas Cage is some
dear.
odd killer who looks bizarre. I think he had bad plastic surgery. But I'll have to take a look at this when it shows up somewhere.
Oh, I remember this one.
Body Double. Melanie Griffith.
It's not a Craig Wasson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Brian De Palma was pretty good. It was his version of Rear Window. He did all the Hitchcock type films.
Yes. Oh dear.
Friends on 4K.
Who cares?
Now I would say you don't really need a sitcom on 4K, but because there was the studio
was cold,
very cold. Maybe we do need to see it. It was clear as day on a standard TV or whatever we had in the 90s there, but
I never watched that show.
Yeah, I watched it for a while. It was just something you had on. That was the funniest thing in the world.
There's 7 of these?
7 movie collection.
Are these animated or are these...
No, I think there's 7 movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I lost it after 3.
There was 3, I think, with the original guy. I forget his name now. And
Michael Bay? The director?
Yeah, I think he did all of these.
Oh,
Who was the actor in there? Who was in the Indiana Jones movie?
Well, there was Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
And then what's his name?
Mark Wahlberg,
I
think.
Did one, yep.
And I think there was one without any of them, or a couple.
Wow, 7 of them. Boy, it's getting like some of those horror films. What is
Lady
that?
Killers.
Oh, great movie.
Alec Guinness, Herbert Lom.
Great.
Peter Sellers.
Great movie. I believe it's from late 50s. 55, 56.
Yeah.
Great movie. The one with Tom Hanks, I think that he remade it, is good. I give him props. They did a good job remaking it. But this is a spectacular film. A film that I like so much that when people ask me my top 5 films, I never think of this movie. It's just brilliant.
I've never seen this.
Oh, you got to see it. It is funny.
And what are they doing? The lady
They're
killers?
Pretending to be.
They're getting widowers or something.
Well, they're renting from this little old lady, and they're pretending they're practicing musicians, and they're actually going to be robbing a bank.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great movie. It really is. Anime.
This is one of those animes we don't understand, but apparently there's animes with the cute little animals, and then there's animes with nudity, which this appears to be. This is Monster something or other.
I have no idea.
And the hair is covering the appropriate areas on the cover.
It looks like almost like it's museum spelled wrong.
Yeah, I think it was.
Paranormal Activity.
Now another one we didn't know.
8?
There was 8 of these. All the same, exactly the same.
Death at the House of Death. Is that Vincent Price?
That's a nice caricature of Vincent Price.
Almost looks like a Robert Englund coming out with the axe.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in here, but I'll have to take I've never heard of this one. I thought I knew all the Vincent Price movies. I do like the art on this one. Usually I hate this, but it's just a funny looking Vincent Price there. Oh no.
What? What is that? What is that facial hair? What is that?
Well, you know what this is, Dave. It's another one of those Polonia films.
No.
Now, I won't say they took our advice, but remember we said they used the puppets?
Yes.
There is some digital dinosaurs they got from somewhere in this one. But I only saw the trailer. But I was so disturbed. I couldn't even pay attention to the dinosaurs that's a fake beard, right? I feel bad if that's a real beard.
That might be a real beard.
No, it can't
Yes. Why can't it be? He lets it grow. You should see my son's monstrosity. You let it grow in, and then you just shape it and do weird stuff to it. That could be real.
I've never seen a beard shaped like this.
Well, it's you've never seen films like the Polonia Brothers.
I have to see if this guy is in another film with this beard.
Well, if he's in another film, it's a Polonia Brothers film.
Right. Yeah, this is that Hemmelberg or whatever, who I guess married, remember there was 2 of them, Hemmelbergers? I think he married the other one who was in there. They must have met on the Polonia film. Oh, I was going to look these up. This was I think it was a Paramount's horror collection. So you think you're getting, boy, this looks like a big set. You're going to get a whole bunch of Paramount horror films.
Yep.
It was Friday the 13th Part 2. It was the 4 worst movies you could put in a set. And there they are.
Well, you just want the posters and the other add-ons.
Yes. There's a collector's Fangoria magazine there, if you want that. But
First Love. Susan Day.
Now, this was an HBO staple early on in the 70s. And like Alyssa Milano, this was the first time you saw Susan Day, the virginal partridge.
Yes.
Naked and at least topless. I don't know how much. And William Catt, for those of you like him.
This was like 77, 78, wasn't it?
Yes. And I do believe it had the song in there, First Love, the Morning Has Broken. And it was a pretty good movie that I recall.
I don't recall.
I do. All I recall mainly is the nudity in there. Okay, now we were talking about this on our horror show.
Yep.
This is the Hammer Horror collection from the early 70s with Vampire Circus. Oh, that was another one in consideration for my nudity. Twins of Evil, and we don't have the Vampire Lovers in here.
Isn't Hammer back? Aren't they? The studio have been re-studiofied, or?
Yes, they put out a couple good ones, and the last one was Dr. Jekyll with that guy who's like a transgender comedian or a transvestite. I forget his name. I'll put his picture in here. But it did not go over well, whatever they did with it.
Forsaken. Oh, Donald Sutherland.
Yes.
Dead!
We just lost Donald. This was a movie, I think the only one he did with Kiefer Sutherland.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
How many more?
There's a couple more.
We got deaths to do.
We got deaths.
I can't do my story.
Well,
another story.
This may be a thing where we have 2 regular shows.
Oh, no. You and your editing.
Maxine, this is the 3rd one in that X series.
Oh, Pearl.
Pearl was the 2nd one.
Pearl was good.
And yeah, and X was the 1st one, where they were making the porno movie and set in the 70s. Pretty good recent horror films with some nudity, as we were talking about.
Sleepy Hollow.
This is an anniversary. What would 99 be? That's a 25th anniversary set there. This was very Hammer-esque.
Never saw this
Had
one.
Christopher Lee in it. Yeah, it was pretty good. This is the Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh. Stop it! Stop! Stop! 8 paranormals, 7 transformers. Stop! Jeez.
Yeah, I did see this, and you thought, they're going back to when they first arrived, the creatures, and it's in the city, so there's going to be a lot of action. It was basically these 2 wandering around in the back streets of New York, and she had cancer and was dying. It was a nice, acting class piece with these 2, with a few monsters thrown in. Which is, I don't think it did all that well for that reason.
I walked with a zombie and the 7th victim.
These are Val Lewton, who low budgets but atmospheric horror movies from the 40s, I think. He did Cat People too. Thelma. Now this looked interesting. It was an old lady who I think is in her 90s.
It's not that Jane Squibb, is it?
I think so. Was she in her 90s?
I don't know.
No, and Richard Roundtree, who just passed on.
Yes.
And she's been bilked out of her bank account. And she goes out and takes care of the... It's like a Liam Neeson revenge movie, but it's a 90-year-old woman. It looked pretty entertaining.
The purple crayon.
This pretty much bombed in August, which was the older kid from the book making things, and nobody was interested. Kids or adults or anybody that read the book. This was Paradise.
Is that Phoebe?
That's Phoebe Cates. Remember, we thought this was... We had the poster up on our old screen scene show. It looked like a very painful, or like 2 people getting ready to take a dump here. Rather than a romantic scene.
That is my face in the morning.
I remember we saw Willie Ames' penis swimming underwater in this. It was a riff on, what was it, Blue Lagoon.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Christmas Countdown, I think this is.
Oh, 9 movie collection. It's really 1 movie. That's what it is.
There's 3, right? 3 plots?
Yeah, pretty much.
Something with cookies and baking, and something they're closing something in the town.
People are coming back to their hometown for a festival, whatever. It's all the same crap.
And probably the same. Oh, no, this is different.
This is, what is that?
This
Festival of Lights?
The Festival of Lights collection. Okay. These are Jewish movies, and they got 6 in.
Oh, wow.
That's good. And let's, do the same 3 plots.
Well, that's okay. Yes, Jewish people have romance, too.
Yeah. Could they work in any other plots? I don't think they could stick any... It's the same plot as the Christmas ones,
It's the same
right?
plots. I don't know.
There's cookies.
Yeah. Maybe just they throw in a dreidel.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Tell me that's not a Polonia Brothers.
This is a Polonia film.
Oh, no.
Now, this isn't the shark puppet. This is the puppet they use for Sharkenstein.
Okay.
I recognize this one, only they put some bandages over it, and now it's Mummy Shark.
The drawing isn't bad.
The art, whoever's doing the art for these things deserves any money these things are making. And there is a prehistoric one that was just so perplexing. That's the word I use. That I had, and we'll do a whole bit on that if we have time. Just perplexing, these things. The original Nightmare, which we have an anniversary, that came out in '84.
Okay.
So that would make that a 40-year anniversary for the original Nightmare.
Never saw any of these. I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes at your behest.
Yes.
Of The Walking Dead, and was not interested.
This was the follow-up, the Fear the Walking Dead, the complete collection, and the poster they picked, which was from one of the seasons, I thought was an odd choice because every time they showed this poster, I just saw this girl up in the top. And the position she is jumping down with the legs akimbo there.
Isn't there another series?
Yes, there's the Daryl series and the Rick series.
Okay. Now here's another one. Hellraiser. Okay. They made 1 million of these.
Yes.
And they even changed the actor playing Pinhead. But too many of these films could have stopped at the third. But they just keep churning these. Somehow, these things are making money. They're made so cheaply that I'm guessing the licensing is recouping the money. I don't understand it.
These are the first 4 in this set here.
Okay.
As far as and even 4 was questionable.
Yeah, but I think there's 7 or 8 of them.
Yes. I will say that one with the new one with the female was pretty good. I did see that.
I actually did like that one. Yeah, that was good. But that was a reboot, so to speak. Wow.
Helen Mirren is hussy.
Oh, she's also the thief, the wife, the cook, and the lover. Right?
Yes.
Wasn't she in that?
Yep. And she was nude in this, and she was nude in a film in the 60s.
Oh, the woman has no fear.
and not all that long ago was she nude in something.
She has no fear.
Many decades of Helen Mirren.
Yes.
Now, you would think this was a Polonia movie.
It's a ripoff of Sharknado.
But, if possible, someone has made something even lower budget than Catnado, and I'll have to put a clip in here.
Oh, my God.
I think it was somebody throwing a cat across a room is what it was.
Oh, whoa, whoa, hell, whoa!
I'm not sure. This looks like a 60s film. I'm not sure what this is, but it's cheeky.
It is very cheeky. These are all out on DVD now.
All out.
Okay. Oh, I know him. I know
Dick Miller?
This, yep, I know of him.
A lot of Roger Corman movies and Gremlins.
Character actor, yeah. Say it's only a paper moon.
Criterion collection of the Paper Moon. So we'll be back next time with some recent celebrity deaths. You've got some stories.
I have a story.
And who knows what else will be on. But it'll be another, what we call here, a regular show. We'll see you next time.
The New Media Zone has been a Cable 2000 production.